We're back, guys. We have another live stream. This is State of Play. This is Hogwarts Legacy State of Play, brought to you by PlayStation. And I am so grateful you guys are here. I was just peeking in over at the chat on the official PlayStation stream. Now, we are going to watch a rebroadcast of that very same stream here. Don't worry, but wow. Don't want to be part of that. I am so happy to be here with you guys, my friends. Just a couple quick things. I apologize there was no stream yesterday. It just wasn't in the headspace to stream. However, I'm here today. I'm super excited. This is going to be a very short work day for me. It's fantastic. Yeah, so as you can see here, guys, we got State of Play that starts at the top of this hour. So in 14 minutes and 14 seconds. So I am super excited. Thought maybe let's just watch the trailer, shall we? Because I haven't really been paying attention much to this game. I know. Shame on me. Here's my first copyright claim. Thank you for the super chat, Nemi, by the way, earlier. Because that support helps me out a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you. Love you.
Magic.
And Sergeant,
both
thanks for 2 years.
And powerful, binds together
looks
our
fun, doesn't
long
it?
history.
How good this looks.
That common bond we share is the legacy of Hogwarts. Now it is time to add your own story to these hallowed halls and quite possibly shape the future of the wizarding world.
God, it does look so good, doesn't it?
Portrait,
I mean, is the game really going to look this good?
In this castle tells the story of witches and wizards who came before. Here you will meet lifelong friends.
It can't look this good, right?
Your own magical abilities in the classrooms of the world's most talented professors. And while your journey begins at Hogwarts, brewing potions, taming fantastic beasts, and mastering spells, there is a larger world beyond.
Giddy up, man, giddy up. Look how good this looks.
A world filled with dangers you can't yet imagine.
I'm guessing this was captured on PC.
Knowledge long gone from this world. That strange and mysterious talent you possess may be the key to unlocking this dormant power.
It's so good.
Is limitless.
We're about to see 14 minutes of gameplay, chat.
Will it take?
This, of course, is the reveal trailer. We'll see a lot more
Journey ahead
coming up.
will reveal what you stand for. The choices you make now will define the legacy of Hogwarts.
Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good. Jacob, thank you so much for the $17.99 super sticker. You know how much I love my trophies. You guys love trophies? Who here is not a trophy hunter? There might be a few of you. All right, so State of Play. Oh, they started the countdown. Let me lower this. All right, so here's the plan. Once this thing goes live, full screen on this, we're just gonna watch this together. It's gonna be about 20 minutes. They said about 14 minutes of gameplay, so about 6 minutes of them probably sitting in video talking to us. They're not gonna show us a trophy list. They never show trophy lists in these types of things ever, and I've never seen any kind of conference or any kind of showcase that featured trophies at all. In fact, the gameplay footage they show, they don't even have the trophies in it. That's a build of the game without the trophies, which makes me a little sad. Yeah, so yeah, we got 12 minutes, guys. So just again, recap. Apologize for the stream. I didn't stream yesterday. I will stream again this Friday. I don't know what we're gonna stream yet. I think I want to come up with a list of as many 1 minute platinums as we can come up with. So subscribe, hang out in the stream. I think we might get back to some Uncharted crushing difficulty. Next week, YouTube is doing this thing. Not just YouTube, but well, I think YouTube is spearheading this Creators for Peace thing to help support Ukrainian children, and they're gonna do a big push for that next week, help raise money. And I think I might take part in that. Maybe Monday stream, instead of super chatting, we all donate. I think it's UNICEF. I don't really know too much about them. Maybe I should do some research, but they're doing this thing next week, and I thought maybe I can participate in that in some way. I think that would be great. Who's excited for this Harry Potter game? I think it was Sergeant up in chat a little while ago. I can't see it, where he says this brings back his childhood. Dear Lord, when did the first Harry Potter, well, let's just call it the movie, because I wouldn't have read a book. First Harry Potter movie release date. I'd never heard of Harry Potter until like I think maybe the second movie. 2001. I graduated high school in 1994. So when I see comments like Harry Potter is your childhood, it's like, it's just so baffling for me. It's just, I feel so old is what it feels like. I see Becky in chat. How you doing, dear? She says, I'm excited for Stray. Yes. I love that you tell me that every time though. It's super awesome. Stray does look like a cute game. See, Stuff C says Harry Potter is my childhood. It's like I just don't have that connection at all. The movies, you know, I thought the movies were entertaining. I didn't see all of them. I never read any of the books. But this game looks incredible. And I did platinum the Harry Potter Lego games. So, hey, I feel like if I have those platinums, I've earned enough credit, right? You were 6 in 2000. I was born in 1976, so that was what, I was 25 or whatever. Good Lord. Bella says I watched all of them in one weekend. I'm not gonna lie, I think a couple of the Harry Potter movies I've seen were because of girls I was dating. So what's my childhood? What is my childhood? My childhood specifically was like the Transformers, big into that, G.I. Joe, the toys and cartoons. I love the Dukes of Hazzard. I know that's so ancient, but as a kid, I loved that show. I loved that show. I really did. All right, guys, we got 8.5 minutes here, just a little bit more than that. Super excited. Thank you guys for being here. If you want to help me reach 1 million subscribers sooner, maybe hit the subscribe button. Maybe you only hang out during State of Plays. Hit the subscribe button, but if you're not a trophy owner, don't ring the notification bell. You'll hate me. But I know a lot of people like to come hang out just during the state of plays, and we see him only a few times a year, and that's okay. But hit the subscribe button. It'll be easier to remember which channel to go back to. Because, man, the chat and the official channels, woo, boy. That's a hot mess over there. Lord of the Rings over Harry Potter, says Nemi. Nemi, is that because you're, like, from, like, not New Zealand, but close to it? I agree. Lord of the Rings, I liked. Again, I was way old for that. I mean, not the books. I think those predate me by quite a bit. When did the Lord of the Rings, when was that book written? Like The Hobbit, wasn't that the first one? What year was that? Like 1936 or something? I should probably Google. When was The Hobbit written? 1937. Holy crap. It was close. What did I say? Did I say 37? I don't know. Yeah, all right. So yeah, that's yeah, definitely. But you know what? As far as video games go, I think Harry Potter lends itself to be just a more enjoyable experience because of the IP. It could just be, and it is fun. Even the Lego games were quite enjoyable. All Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I grew up on them too. Super excited I got the Cowabunga collection coming. Not just PlayStation. I think it's multi-platform. It's what, 9 games? I think I heard. That's super exciting. Super exciting. Star Wars over Lord of the Rings. Yeah, you know, all right, there you go. Star Wars. That's what I grew up on. I saw Return of the Jedi in the movie theater. I was a young lad. I think that was 83. So I was what, 7? So yeah, that's Return of the Jedi for a 7-year-old. Damn right. I love the Ewoks. At the time, not now. I grew up. God, this is gonna be fun, guys. State of Play is gonna begin at the top of this hour. I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of replay this trailer and just keep the audio off. Again, 14 minutes of gameplay. That's what I'm really most interested in seeing is the gameplay, because it could really fall apart. Although I think with the sections they're gonna show us today, it's gonna be pretty polished. Like, even like Marvel didn't exist when I was a kid. Like Marvel existed, but the comic books, and I was never into comic books growing up. But so my first exposure to anything Marvel was Iron Man, basically. I mean, I know there was more earlier than that, but what was my childhood in terms of video games? Great question. I played a shit ton of Super Mario Brothers, the original, like at launch. Or not at launch. I wasn't blessed enough to get a Nintendo on day one. I did get Nintendo 64 on launch. That was the first console I bought myself with my own money. I was working at that time. And I remember getting Mario 64 and playing that and speedrunning it and doing 100% runs. And that's really where the trophy hunter in me was born, was Mario 64. Like, I'm like, all right, I beat the game, but there's more stars, there's more coins, there's more things to do. And, you know, back in that day, I mean, I didn't have a whole lot of money. I was a young lad working a shitty job, I'm sure. So I just kept playing that one game for a very, very long time. And I think that's how I became the person I am today. That's why we are here together. Pitfall, I loved Pitfall growing up. Enduro was a racing game on Atari that I absolutely loved. Adventure, of course. I mean, there are a lot of old classic Atari games. I grew up in that era. I've basically witnessed video game history, you know, from my birth. It predates me a little bit, but there wasn't a whole lot there for 1976. God, the graphics in this look amazing, guys. I'm not kidding. Like this is obviously all just pre-rendered cutscenes, probably not in real time even. So I'm really looking forward to see. I'll be shocked if I see anything that looks as good as what we're seeing here in this cinematic reveal trailer. Of course, they're showing us gameplay footage, 14 minutes, so obviously it's not going to look as good as this. I'm well aware. So yeah, we are almost there, guys. We are almost there. We will go full screen once the show begins. Oh my God, you guys are so lucky you're not. Game about to be trash. That was the first comment I read on the PlayStation. That's why there's 400 of you guys here. 8-Bits of Velva says GT7 spoiled her, so now she expects games to look like their trailers. GT7 looks real good. It plays super good. I love the DualSense features in GT7. Like, I don't, like, I can't do streams even without a controller here. I'm not even playing a game because this thing is so freaking just good to feel in your hand. Like, this is a defining piece of hardware for this generation. Not the console itself, but just, I mean, the controller. The console, too. This will be the next Elden Ring. There was a patch for Elden Ring. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. Makes it a lot more difficult. The videos I've uploaded to the channel recently by Ethan, thankfully he hasn't been using any of these cheating stuff, so they're all still good. We still have a few more of those videos to go, guys. But yeah, thankfully I platinum Elden Ring, so I don't have to. I literally, like, it needed a patch because it took like several hours per boss in Bloodborne and several hours per boss in Sekiro. I went through the final 4 bosses in Elden Ring in an hour, and got all 3 endings. That was, I think, my last stream. If you guys want to check that out. Yeah, I mean, it was just too easy. It was just too easy. Like, at worst, it was like maybe a second, possibly a third attempt. I mean, it was so easy. Jacob says, yeah, I could tell Elden Ring got harder. Yeah, I haven't, I mean, I don't know if I'll go back and check it out. I kind of wanted to do a New Game Plus playthrough, possibly, but I like my Frost Stomp. Don't take it away from me. Guys, we got a minute and 45 seconds here on the clock. I'm going to disappear. Screen's getting large, and we're just going to sit here and watch this together. Please, chat, don't be jerks. If you're here, you like Harry Potter. I mean, so it should be a better... Like, we know what to expect. We're not gonna have people go, screw Harry Potter. Like, what are you doing here? Melania kicked your ass. Yeah. She did for me, and that's when I decided to go and start using cheese builds. It was after that fight. Yeah, it was bad. But if you guys watch the Melania fight that's on my channel, Ethan John was the one that captured it. He didn't do any cheese methods. He had a very minimalistic approach. It was like, it's old school. It was like old school. Hey, Rox and Grandoza, is that what? Cheers, mates. Love it. Thank you for the super sticker, chat. Love you guys. Your support means a lot, so make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. I'd love to get to 1 million before the end of this year. We're only like 28,000 maybe away.
Hard.
Hey, Darts Gaming, Nebby. I see Razor, Megadeth. It's so good. So good to see all you members.
State of Play is back with an in-depth look at the magic brewing in Hogwarts Legacy.
All right, we're gonna go full screen here, guys. I will come back on after this, share whatever thoughts I might have, and wish you guys farewell at that point. Let's do it, guys. Game on.
Lumos.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy.
You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world. But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be. When you arrive at Hogwarts, you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room. You will then need to attend classes, and you do have some catching up to do, as you are starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin your studies attending Charms, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Herbology, and Potions classes, to name a few.
Hello, class. Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
You may begin.
Not bad for a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries. You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways, as well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve. You may even find yourself in iconic locations you've never been able to explore before. It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
All in good fun. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the Headless Hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum, ones designed to help you catch up with the other 5th years at your own speed.
Lumos.
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have. Opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by a magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark wizards.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who is this child? Are you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including blasting curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more. While some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you. Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes.
Defender! Apollo!
Counterattack with powerful stunning charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations. Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness. Slam with Descendo, Roast with Incendio, devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes. Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style. On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time.
In addition to classes and spells, you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells, plants, and potions to increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite types of magic. You can also loot, buy, or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat. Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when cutting your ingredients.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can increase your power when you need a boost. Grow and deploy magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay. You can even unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting enemies. In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Learning and mastering broom flight is highly recommended so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
I want you to do my herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends. As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions. And over time, you'll learn their stories.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily than with humans.
But what happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the restricted section again!
is Sebastian Sallow, a charismatic Slytherin
We've been over this, boy. Figs cannot reverse a curse.
with a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular gathering areas.
Welcome to the Room of Requirement.
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement. You're introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and then provides it for you. Since you need to catch up to your peers, the room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants, brew potions, and upgrade your gear. A helpful house elf named Deke helps you discover vivariums that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
What is it?
Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize this space to reflect your personality and magical specialties. Not everything you need on your journey is available at Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require. From potion ingredients and recipes, to seeds for magical plants, to all sorts of gear. But Hogsmeade also has its dangerous side. A band of dark witches and wizards, emboldened by the turmoil of the times, wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine, or coat the ground with snow or rain. Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside, each with vendors and residents who have stories to tell, and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts. Magical beasts roam the lands outside the castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of poachers and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the Room of Requirement. But there are dangers beyond your understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path. Master spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never seen before. Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats. Learn long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here, in Hogwarts Legacy.
That was your first extended look at Hogwarts Legacy. Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
The attention to detail and the passion and the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
Our team is so excited to take all of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years. The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts. It makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
We really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two. just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
You've got all these elements that can come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open world, we just knew it wasn't going to be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there. But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions. We were creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year, which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, in the Wizarding world that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding world from, the 1900s and on, really. But now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own. Fans of the series will know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic. And the Avatar, the player, has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books. And over development, we reread the books many times. Every time we'd start with a new feature, we'd dig into that. And then beyond, we would go into the films.
Being able to put our own spin on what this universe is was a pretty big deal. I helped design a piece that nobody has ever seen before, the Hufflepuff common room. As a Hufflepuff, you always wondered, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that fans will recognize certain names, they'll recognize spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway, I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new Wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
When people engage in the Wizarding world, what's the one anchor? What's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. That school, that famous School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, is really what binds it all.
How to bring Hogwarts to life. That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're gonna have to walk it.
And of course, again, the Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this castle.
We recreate those very important locations, and then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to, and we have to make the connective tissue that brings all of it together.
Having a world that is a breathing, living world is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history, studied architecture.
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy. It's going to be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts Legacy. We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. Our team is so grateful for the excitement and for the passion that all of you bring to this. It's truly what fuels us. On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
That's our show. We hope you're excited for the magic to come. See you next time.
What'd you guys think of that? I thought it looked pretty cool. Again, I'm not like, you know, the biggest Harry Potter guy because I'm old, but so a lot of the iconic imagery is lost on me. But it looked really fun, and I think. Actually, I asked you guys here. Let me look at the poll here. See, I have the poll here. 80%. Yeah, I'm not surprised. This was a Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. I would expect 80% of you guys. So thank you guys for voting in that poll. I was just curious if there would be a consensus that people would actually like State of Play. It never seems to be the case. But yeah, it looked it looked pretty good, guys. Like, it looked really good what they showed us. Just gonna kind of go back. Hang on a second. Let me mute that. There we go. So yeah, like it looks like there's a lot of depth to this. One thing that maybe concerned me just a little bit is like the spell casting just kind of felt a little small. It like maybe that's the source material. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. I was hoping for a little bit more flair, a little bit more excitement. It felt kind of small. Although the combat kind of reminded me a little bit of Kenna Bridge of Spirits from, was it Ember Lab? Like that in that game, there was a lot of mixing and matching and different things you can do. A lot of different abilities, and I feel like this kind of is looking similar to that. Although in that game, I just found like one or two things that worked and just kept doing them all over again. But I hope there's a lot of depth in the combat. Certainly a lot of things to do, a ton of things to do. I can't really comment too much on like how accurately they've nailed the universe, but it looks really cool. One thing I just want to say, PlayStation, I don't understand them, but all of their State of Plays, all of them, are 1080p quality. That's it. Why? I don't understand why these aren't uploaded in 4K or 1440p. At least here on YouTube, it would make sense to do that. You're not actually streaming it; they're uploading it, processing it, rendering it on YouTube side, and all we're doing is just playing it back. So I don't know why they keep doing that, because the image is just like crushed, because YouTube crushes image quality anyways, and when you upload a low quality version, it's just like a double-edged sword. So much crushing in that, in the black levels, especially in this game. But yeah, Nicole said something in chat during the stream that I really kind of was curious as well, and I asked myself prior to the start of the stream, and that was if this was going to have any DualSense features to it. They would have mentioned it. And I didn't hear them mention it. Maybe they did. There was a lot of details that were flying by. I don't even remember half of them. And this feels like a game that would be awesome with the touchpad, with the DualSense, with the magic, feeling it in the controller, feeling the electricity or whatever it may be. Hitting someone with the water spell, maybe you feel, I don't know, droplets or something. It just feels like it's a huge missed opportunity. Now, the reason why, obviously, is because it's a multi-platform game. It's not a Sony first-party studio, and first-party studios seem to be the only developers that are really putting the effort into making a truly immersive experience using the features of the DualSense controller. I hope as we distance ourselves from the last generation that more and more developers start doing that, because so many games are being developed for cross-platform anyway, that putting all that extra effort in when you have people on so many different platforms, it's kind of, I don't know. With the speaker, you have to say spell. What? Do you? Maybe I missed that. Maybe they're just trolling me. I don't know. Release date, I see people asking in chat, and I think the release date, they didn't give a specific date, did they? But it's expected to be holiday 2022. So I'm suspecting the first week of December at the latest, probably November. That would be my guess. Which month is holiday? It's normally it goes October, November, December is the final like quarter of the year, but really it's November basically is what they're is what they're telling you. Yeah, quarter 4, Nemi said. So yeah, October, November, December. You're gonna just scream in spells into your speaker anyway, even if the game doesn't support that. That's fantastic. I love that. That's great. Yeah, this looks, guys, it looks cool. It's the source material again is a little outside of my knowledge base, but you know, I've got some familiarity with Harry Potter. Again, I've platinumed the Lego game, seen probably about 4 of the movies. How many movies are there? I don't know. That's it, guys. That was just a short stream, State of Play. So exciting, hopefully, and maybe we'll have another State of Play tomorrow. It seems we've had 2 now in the last week, and yeah, today's Thursday, so tomorrow stream. Friday, I want to come up with a list of super easy 1-minute platinums. If you guys know of any, you can tweet them to me. That would be awesome. But I'm looking for 60-second platinums, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, what is that? Succubus game? Sakura Succubus? I don't remember what it was called. Things like that. Visual novel or not. Preferably not, but I know what it is. And then probably noodle around on crushing difficulty for Uncharted. I'm going to go back and play with that. Next week, we're going to kind of join up, and I'm gonna kind of sign up and do this creator thing with Ukraine, help raise money, Creators for Peace, starting on the 21st. On that note, guys, happy St. Patty's Day. I'm gonna go out, get a green beer. I will see you soon. Love ya.